And now it's time for Judge Joe Brown. He's the real deal in the courtroom today.
My business partner abandoned our business, but she cannot escape the rent.
She changed the locks, kept all the merchandise, so she owes me.
A couple is kicked out of a garment venture with just the clothes on their back. Plaintiffs Shakona and Freddie Cooper are suing their former business partners for a loan and rent. Defendants Crystal and Clinton Relaford are countersuing for illegal eviction and loss of profit potential. Now, here's Judge Joe Brown.
Who wants to speak for the plaintiffs? Who wants to speak for the defendants?
I do.
Oh, the ladies, okay. Do you consider this to be a partnership, please, ma'am, or a former partnership?
It's a corporation.
A corporation?
Yes, Your Honor.
That never acted like a corporation.
Not a partnership?
No.
Correct.
We're going to have a real good time up in here today, I can tell.
Right.
We have a storefront, I take it, out of which business is to be done, and that business involves what? The retail sale of
Clothing, merchandise.
clothing and associated merchandise. Is that
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a commercial lease extant?
Yes.
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 3 years.
3 years.
And I've been evicted for a year.
Hold on. We'll get there.
Can I
Hold on. What did you do with the line of credit?
The line of credit, Your Honor, was used to purchase merchandise after the $4,500 was used to start the business, Your Honor.
But you had another store.
Well, you two, please stop. This is a technical matter, highly technical.
Because, Your Honor, what it was, I had a business prior to going into the store with Ms. Relaford. I had a business over off of Pico.
Now, if I get this, this should be, you can
Can you see me
see
now?
me, Inc., is that it?
Can you see me now, Inc.?
Can you see me now, Inc.?
Correct.
Okay.
Because at that point in time, once me and Ms. Relaford got into the store and we paid our startup fee, it was just she was looking at now because she ran out of money.
No, I
And
didn't.
that was
Would you stop?
And that was the reason why I shared it with her in the beginning, because I didn't want to work with an envious woman. So I said, Crystal, since you don't have any more money,
do we have a problem
I
between
said,
the
"Can you-"
wives here?
Right.
An envious woman?
Right. I didn't want an envious partner, Your Honor, so that's why I said
You
I have
don't have
extra.
a partner. This is a corporate
Corporate,
entity.
right.
There's a distinct difference between a partnership and what happens when we have a corporate entity.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, we have the merchandise. You say they were falling behind. They were falling behind in what?
Because, Your Honor, we were using the funds from that was selling in the store. We were using that to pay for any bills that was due. We was using that to put towards the store rent.
Yes.
We was letting the store pay for itself.
Yes.
So, and as each month that went by, if the store didn't make what the rent or what was due for that month to pay that rent, we will put that, so we was robbing Peter to pay Paul. So we would take that money.
That happens a lot.
Right, we would take that money and we will make a payment on the household finance account. And so
Household finance. Oh,
that's the line of
where
credit.
the line of
right.
credit came
So
from.
we will make that payment because by this time we have opened up accounts with the House of Darien. We have opened up different accounts. So we're now getting their merchandise and it's costing. So every month
That's the name of the game.
Right. So every month that the store didn't make what was needed even to pay the rent or stores, I will go to that account and
You're
pull money out
operating
that
in the
account.
red.
Correct.
So you say she stopped coming in and you two had an argument in December and stopped communicating. Is that right?
Correct.
That's
Did you
wrong.
hold on? Not you. No, they were there. You were at home. You were at home.
The argument was not in December.
Well, I want to ask you that. When was the argument?
The argument was in January.
January. When did you stop coming into the store?
I stopped coming into the store for the simple reason we needed to get jobs to help for the store, to pay my half of the store rent. I needed to get a job, okay? My car caught on fire. I had to buy a brand new car. And I did, but she knew from the beginning, Your Honor, I told her I wasn't gonna really be in the store. I was gonna be more of a silent partner. So that wasn't
You are
even the
not
issue.
a partner.
Well,
You are
she knew
involved in a corporate
but
entity.
she knew I wasn't gonna be coming in the store because she already knew that
Because
wasn't.
you were trying to get additional funds to keep the business afloat.
But
Exactly.
she didn't, Your Honor.
Yes,
That's
I
the
did,
reason
because
why
if that's
I told
the
you in
case-
December.
Okay,
Yes, I did.
all right. I'm listening to you. I'm
Okay, can
listening
I
to
finish? Well, I didn't cut her off.
Stop. You have no clue as to what's going on here right now. I can see that.
but Judge
Which is
Brown-
the problem. Stop. Tell me what happens January of '07.
The security system, Your Honor, will go off, and we had a couple of vandalisms to the store. We was having to where the alarm was going off, and ADT will contact us, Your Honor, to go to the store. At one point, Your Honor, we had a door that Mr. Relaford had put onto the front door, and what it did is that it didn't latch, so it came open. So the police had advised me that I needed to change the lock system.
Yes.
That was one. And
Now,
on top,
Okay,
let
couldn't
me
she
ask
had
you a
informed
question.
me?
Hold on. Was that your exclusive motivation for changing the lock system?
that was one, Your Honor.
One.
One.
What was your additional motivation for changing
And by
the
that
lock
time,
system?
Your Honor, I had received a phone call from her niece, Your Honor, that
Crystal.
she was Crystal's niece. She had told me, she was just like, Crystal was really planning some crafty acts or whatever. She is off the, just telling me in conversation that she was off the hook and she had plotted, she was just like she said, and she
commit
asked
arson.
me, and commit arson. She said that she wanted me and my homeboys to set fire to the store, and she would pay us a fee from the insurance policy. And by that time, Your Honor, I didn't disagree with it because Crystal was acting like she didn't have no money to pay me for any of the loans, any of the bills. She wasn't coming up there. She wasn't doing nothing. And at that time, Your Honor, I was working 2 jobs and I was pregnant.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown.
Your Honor, and she agreed that she would help pay it back because she wanted the same amount
Where's
of
the
energy.
paperwork?
Your Honor, by that time, me and Ms. Rutherford wasn't communicating.
And later today,
I know I made disputes on many different fraudulent charges that he made.
How did he get the PIN number?
He must have watched me type it in one day.
He must have watched you.
I never gave it to him. I never gave it to him.
it's Joe time after this.
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiffs in this case went into a clothing business with the defendants and later opened a line of credit for materials and expenses. The defendants quickly hit a rough patch and couldn't contribute as much. This, plus a rumor that they were planning to burn the business down, prompted the plaintiffs to lock them out. Let's take a look.
Did you give her a key, by the way?
After I changed the locks, Your Honor, by that time, me and Ms. Rutherford wasn't communicating. We
What's
wasn't
that
talking
got to do with it?
because she didn't even have nothing in the
Do
store.
you understand what you have?
Yes.
What do you have?
Your Honor, and she agreed that she would help pay it back because she wanted the same amount
Where's
of energy.
the paperwork?
Your Honor, it was verbally.
Now,
It
well,
was.
now,
And it was a mistake that I made, Your
you
Honor.
want equity done because you 2 ladies had a personal squabble. You locked her out of the business premises. So neither she nor her innocent husband, who's only a backer, at one time a financial backer who put up apparently the initial $4,500, he can't get in there.
They never
And
gave
you
me a
don't
phone
have
call,
any
Your Honor.
legitimate reason because guess what? If you are squabbling with her, so what? It's just business.
Okay, Your Honor, what about the money that I have given to her?
You never gave me no money, girl.
Crystal, you didn't even have no money
Okay,
at
the
Easter
arguments
time.
are over.
I gave you money at Easter time.
That's not what we're here for. You didn't allege that. Now, back to the other subject.
I'm just saying, Your
They
Honor,
have
those were...
a complaint. My character has been defamed. Oh, implied that I was of the low-lifted nature of a felon, an arsonist. And I'm pointing out the cross
Oh,
complaint
no, I'm
here.
fine, babe.
That's what I'm
She
doing.
didn't even have no
Stop.
inventory?
I'm saying she's winning. And you sued her, and they only cross-complained to defend against you. You will not be granted your cost. You will be granted your cost and a $1 reward in damages. Okay. Now get the hints and stop letting personal matters interfere with business. And if you're doing something, understand what you're doing. So the next time you get a business going, square one, hire counsel competent in business matters to deal with the legal advisement you need. Get a good CPA or accounting firm to handle your accounting business, and heaven help everybody with the IRS consequences I think that are going to flow out of this mess. Now, that's all I'm going to do. The next time, if you're going to set up a business, start putting your liquidity package together so you will have enough time and wiggle room to operate at a loss if necessary for a couple of years before you have to count on making profit to stay open.
Thank you, Judge. This courtroom is now in recess.
Sounds like when the money started to get tight, panic set in. The plaintiff implied she did what she had to do when she feared the defendant was planning to harm the store. She loses. Now, on to the next case.
Please raise your right hand.
Student Amanda Sapp is suing her ex-boyfriend for cell phone bills, stolen items, and unauthorized ATM use. Defendant Randall Jones claims he paid their living expenses.
The plaintiff is suing her former boyfriend. You say he is responsible for various and sundry damages done to your motor vehicle. You allege that there was a theft or an auto burglary that occurred. Is that right?
Yes, I lost CDs, radar detector, windshield was busted out.
Some various personal property.
He stole it from me in the middle of the night, and he took it to
Stole it from you?
Yeah, I was sleeping. I woke up and my
Well,
car
let
was
me
gone.
ask you a question. At the time, were you living together?
We were staying together at the time.
Yes, to answer the question. You're living together in Florida.
Yes, Judge Joe Brown.
You two had left where you met. Where did you meet?
Ohio.
And you met in high school, I take it?
Correct.
Now, 3 years after that, you two leave Ohio and you go to Florida together, right?
Yes,
Is that
he
right?
convinced me to go down there under lies.
Well, stop. You went. You'd been with him
Yeah.
for 3 years. At that point, he was supposed to be getting a gig down in Florida, right?
Supposedly.
Now, who leased the apartment?
We were staying with my cousin.
Cousin?
Who lived down there, yes.
You two sleeping in the same bed together? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, that's called cohabitation. Now, was he in fact somebody who had used your vehicle before?
Yes.
Did the windshield get fixed? A.
Yes, my insurance had to fix it. And
Did you have to pay a
deductible?
deductible?
Yes, $100.
Now, you tell me about 30 CDs. How did you have 30 CDs in the vehicle?
We were traveling, and I had a lot of stuff in the car. And everything that was worth value was taken out of my car. My whole car was torn apart,
Why was it not
vandalized,
in, excuse me,
destroyed.
I know that. Why wasn't it in your cousin's place?
Because I listened to them in my car. He went down in the wrong part of the neighborhood to get drugs. I never gave him permission.
Oh, he doesn't have to go get drugs, for God's sake.
I know that for a fact. He lied to me.
You say he lied to you, but the bottom line is you've been living with the man. You were involved with him from high school. This is 3 years after the fact. Now, don't try to get out of it. A lot of it's what you do to yourself. Okay, tell me about the ATM withdrawal. I've got this thing down. You complained to the bank about $140 that you say was a result of an unauthorized transaction. Did you ever send them the affidavit they requested?
I sent in all the necessary paperwork.
Did you send in an affidavit, yes or no?
Yes.
The affidavit would have been notarized. I don't have a copy of that. I'd like to see it, please.
I don't know if I ever got an affidavit then. I know I made disputes on many different fraudulent charges that he made. There was many of them.
Why do you call them fraudulent?
He took my card while I was at work, and he would
Okay, he took your card. What can, excuse me.
That-
What can he do with the ATM card if he doesn't have what? The PIN number.
Yes, and
How did he get the PIN number?
he must have watched me type it in one day.
He must have watched you.
I never gave it to him.
We'll be back with more Judge Joe Brown in a moment.
I hate to bring this up, but she cheated on me. I told all my friends to tee off, man, just because I believed her so much.
I was perfect to him until he started doing me wrong. And I mean, I never cheated on him. I was down there.
Closed captioning sponsored by...
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiff in this case claims her ex-boyfriend stole her car keys and the car was broken into ultimately during his mission for drugs. Even with that, she says she stayed with the defendant in Florida, footing the bill and getting nothing in return. Let's take a look.
Who paid the tab while you were in Florida?
I paid for everything. I had to get a credit
You
card.
had a job?
I did not have a job.
Well, then who paid for it?
Florida. Because he kept saying, oh, we're going to leave in a week. We're going to leave in a week.
How
So what's
long
the
did you
point?
stay there?
We stayed there for about 3 months. He
So
kept
who
lying and said
paid
we're
for
leaving.
everything?
I did on my credit card. That
Your
I still
credit
am paying
card,
back.
but you didn't have a job.
I had money that I had before, then I saved up. I've always
Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it?
I had to get a credit card down there because he didn't have credit. He promised he was going to pay back the whole credit card, and he didn't pay back any of it. I was working for months trying to pay this off.
Look. What you're telling me is it's the young person's equivalent of buyer's remorse. I didn't know I was getting myself into all of that. I'm broke, spending a lot of money. Now, if it had been him, I'd have told him he's crazy. But you see, I don't particularly like where things have gone. So I try to protect womanhood and promote manhood. What do you mean you had no choice?
We were starving.
Why did you go with him?
Because he came back with $1,500 to make it look like he was making all kinds of money. When I found out, he got that as a loan. Everything that he was working for, he had to pay back that loan, and he wasn't getting no money.
Where were you in Florida?
We were down by West Palm Beach.
Oh. Nice and sunny and casual, and you had left, where'd you come from? Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yes.
And it was otherwise in the winter. And your eyes light up when he brings home $1,500 and you didn't realize somebody had loaned it to him. Or was it perhaps an advance on the job? You don't know, do you? So what we want is reimbursement.
What about all of my stuff that was
I'm not through. Stop talking. 30 CDs you claim were worth $576. Well, there's a thing called depreciation. And by the way, do you have receipts or any indicia of what the 30 CDs were?
No, I didn't know I had
No, you didn't.
That, sir,
and you don't have the affidavit on the alleged fraudulent uses of the ATM account. Now, enough on you. What have you got to say?
I was down there for 3 months, Judge Joe Brown. Before she was, the entire time I was down there, we talked on the phone. She was begging me the whole time to come down. She wanted to come down.
So she joins you. What happens?
I hate to bring this up, but she cheated on me while I was down there. The only reason I even bring this up, though, is because it related to the case. I told all my friends to tee off, man, just because I believed her so much. When we get back anyway, she tells me that it was true.
I was perfect to him until he started doing me wrong. And I mean, I never cheated on him while I was down there.
You told me,
we were living with my cousins. I was scared to go anywhere, like, because there was weirdo creeps out there.
She said you lied to her, you were using drugs, you didn't work, and she put everyone on a
man. I've been around. I've seen drugs my whole life. I've seen what they do to people, man. I've seen them. They take your soul. I know they do.
They took your soul. Sir, he went to jail
Stop.
the next day for drugs.
Stop. It's his floor. Now, did you go get busted on that?
I so badly wanted to print up the police report. We got busted. She had a dugout. It's weed you put and you smoke it. It was in her purse. One of us was going to go to jail for it, so I told him it was mine.
Sir, there was nothing in my purse, or I went to jail.
Stop.
But anyways, to go back, before we left, she had donuts on her tire, so I put my rims on her car the entire time.
What do you got? What's the picture?
Yeah, they're pictures of my rims. They got busted up. They're like $14,000, $15,000, or $100.
Let's see what you got.
But I'm not even going to worry about that because I did use her car. We both used her car. You know, it's just like with her window. I was using the car. The rims got messed up while they were on the car. Well, anyways, when we was down there, I was working every day. Amanda got a job for one day at Steak and Shake. She quit. Every single day while I was working. That girl could not stay at home. She had to run, and it drove me crazy. And the money was good the entire time. We went out to eat. At the end, it did fall through. I ended up getting screwed out of a lot of money. And she did have to use her card for some gas and food a couple times. But I spent so much money the entire time that I was down there, it boggles me as to why she thinks she doesn't have to spend any kind of money at all, even just on gas.
Judge Joe Brown makes his ruling after this.
Did a casual sexual encounter leave you looking for justice? Call 877-JOE'S-LAW or visit JudgeJoeBrown.com.
This ATM bank withdrawal situation is basically, it was just being used for business. You were doing the support, but she's your lady, so you're going to have to split it. So for that, you get to pay her $494.50 for what's remaining on the ATM balance. Okay, the $401.50 that I'm going to award to her, that's the remaining total over here on the phone bill. That's what I came up with. $75 for the CDs. So your recovery will be $971 in the court costs. Learn, move on, quit making excuses, get your stuff together.
This courtroom is now in recess.
Well, the defendant in this case didn't have to say a whole lot. The plaintiff's whining spoke volumes for the judge, and she might not have gotten all that she was asking for, but it has to cost something. We'll be right back. We're back. The defendant in this case told the judge he worked hard and played hard, and when the money stopped flowing, his ex did use her card for a little while. After the cheating, he felt like they were more than even. Not quite. He'll pay almost $1,000 back.
For information on future cases, check out our website at judgejoebrown.com.